Holy you guys didn't tell me Murr was coming on. Dude.
You want to hang out with Murr?
You're muted.
Go ahead.
There you go.
Go ahead. Now Amin wants
like
to
damn fool.
All right.
Murr, let me just tell you right now.
What was that list?
Oh, it's a list of me getting roasted, Murr. That's not important right now. What's important is I love Impractical Jokers. It is one of my favorite shows. I share your clips all the time. Every time I'm on the road, I'm in a hotel room, and I don't know like what's to watch. I know my heart of hearts tells me go to True TV because I know Impractical Jokers has a marathon on, and I sit there and I laugh my ass off the whole time. You guys are absolute legends. I wish I could have the bravery to do some of the bullshit you guys do in public. So
nice, we play on True TV 9 days a week and 27 hours a day.
And I'm there for every last second. Anytime I'm in a hotel room, which is a lot, every time, that's what I turn on, man.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
No, thank you. All right, let me clear out. Let these guys interview you for real. But
stay here. Stay here for a second. Hold on.
Okay. I liked it better when we couldn't find him.
Don't leave just yet. Continue here since you're so excited. I don't know if the rest of the crew will be as excited as you are. So if you have questions for James Murray from Impractical Jokers, have at it because they're in their 10th season. They're just announcing now that they moved from True TV to TBS, and they've got stops in 19 cities. They're a bit of pioneers, right, when it comes to doing daring things on television just to make your friends laugh.
Dan, this is what I would say. It's a prank show, but instead of pranking people, they prank themselves in front of other people, which to me is way more funny because pranking people is whatever. But when you are the object of the prank, either knowingly or unknowingly, my favorite one was when you guys had Homeland Security involved and everything about like the defacing of the statue. That's the peak because my man Sal was bricks. Like he literally thought like this was it. This is happening. The show's gonna get shut down and we're all gonna get arrested for this. But I wanted to ask you, Murr, what is the most uncomfortable thing for you guys to do? Because you guys have a lot of recurring bits, but I have an idea of what the most uncomfortable thing is.
I get the worst punishments on the show. Absolutely. I mean, what's the most uncomfortable things I've done? I've gotten my nipples pierced. I got thrown out of an airplane. I've gotten 4 prostate exams on live television at this point. I got a catheter put in. My driver's license photo still has no eyebrows because of the TV show. I was forced to wear Q's just real hair for a year on television. It just goes on and on and on, man. Like it's never ending. My body is not a wonderland. It's the guy's torture device.
Can we see your license again? I feel like you look like Austin Butler in Dune.
Oh, I see it.
Is it?
I think I look like Lex Luthor's penis.
Is it worth it?
I wouldn't know.
Is it worth it? Because you guys now have a national and international following and fame and economy on doing things that are hanging out with your friends and having fun, but you're also doing substantive damage to your body.
Yeah, is it worth it? Yeah, man, the check always clears, so it's definitely worth it.
Exactly. And by the way, this was a great segue to talk about my shame because that's the spirit that I've been going with. You know what? Is it worth it to go super viral the way I have for this jump shot? Absolutely, because you know what? The check still clears. And ultimately, that's what people get mad about the worst. That's not how I usually shoot, Murr. That's not how I usually shoot, Murr. That's not how I usually shoot.
Murr says it's not worth it with you. I mean, Murr, go ahead. James, go ahead. Please, explain to us what just happened there because that jump shot is so bad that you would not accept the shame of that, correct?
Terrible. The form was terrible. You use total airball, but also on the TV show, I would take a shot like that because I'm being told to. You chose to shoot it that way. That's on you, bro. That's your talent level. Okay?
I didn't choose to shoot like that. There was a lot of factors going into it.
I had to tell you, 3 weeks ago, I paid a surprise visit to a high school in West Virginia. The governor of West Virginia is a fan of the show, asked if I would come down. He's the coach of the team. None of the students of the school had any clue I was going to show up, right? So I walk into the gymnasium before their big game. The place goes crazy. There's 500 kids and parents in the auditorium, right? And so before the game starts, they throw me a ball. I was like, do you know the pressure of that moment of all these kids and their parents, 500 kids in this auditorium before their huge game to take a 3-point shot, and I flippin' nailed it. Okay, that's how you. Because I'm not on the show in that moment. I just got to look good. That was the worst shot I've ever seen.
Murr, I'm always on the show. That's how I live my life. Yeah. Every moment of my life, it's Truman Show for me. Every moment is the show.
Amin, stop turning this into a win. Amin,
it is a win.
Amin,
it is a win.
Zion, Zion.
This is my Zion moment.
You're coming after Zion. No, you're coming after Zion for being fat, and you've been criticizing Zion. You've been merciless on Zion. And
was I wrong?
But look at your form.
But wait, hold on. But was I wrong
about him being fat?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
okay. He's okay. All right, that's it. It's just like if he makes fun of my form, is he wrong, or does that mean he's not fat anymore?
You don't get to be Mona Lisa for that jump shot. You're not making high art here.
Too late.
No.
Too late.
No.
Art Making Sports already did it. They already made me Mona Lisa, baby.
James, he's excited to see you, but can you explain to us why it is you guys have an unusual connection with your audience, and it's at least in part because you're making people laugh on the road where they know where to find you, and it's consistently empty calories television that's very easy to watch.
I don't know if it was empty calories.
Empty calories?
You've seen us get fatter and bolder on TV over the past 14 years. We were clearly consuming too many calories at this point. Why does the show work? I think because we remind people of the jackasses they grew up with. You know what I mean? Like their best friends from their childhood. And it's kind of the show that everybody agrees on. Nobody's hurt in the making of our show except for us and our pride. And that's fun to watch. And and the live show is even better. It's like hanging out with your best friends on TV for a night. We are not handsome men, so I think we pose little threat to you or your families. So, that's a big.
But you're the evolution, are you not? You are the logical 2024 evolution of everything from Jackass to Candid Camera to why television became popular in the first place with prank shows, because everyone can laugh at prank shows.
I think everyone can, and it's fun for us because we're not actually doing it on other people. Other people are just there to witness our embarrassment, and that works. That formula works.
I have a question for Murr. Do you guys ever get embarrassed when you have to involve family members, your family members, in the pranks?
Dude, last season they used my wife against me. I came back to the house and they had my wife put a catheter in me, and then I had to ride a zip line holding my own catheter bag. That was 2 weeks before we got married. So that's not fun.
She still married you?
She did somehow. I don't know why.
Who do you guys?
Surely not because of my looks. I mean, look at me. I look like a pharmacist. I don't look famous.
Well, how does she feel? How does anyone in your family feel about the way that you sell your shame for profit?
As I mentioned, the check clears, so they feel fine.
My man.
Who do you view as your inspirations, like for what it is that you guys have created as a television show? Because this isn't dumb luck. It underestimates you to suggest that.
It was a very calculated move over many years of hard work and TV development to come up with the idea from Impractical Jokers and sell it. There is a lot of work behind it and a strategy. That being said, our inspirations comedically, I mean, we grew up while watching the Zucker Brothers, man. Airplane, Naked Gun, all those movies, Top Secret, and of course Mel Brooks. And one of my most prized possessions is right behind the camera. I have a signed script page from the original Airplane screenplay from 1979, which is awesome.
Who signed it?
Zucker.
Okay.
Zucker Brothers.
And don't call me Shirley.
You were very breathless there. I mean, you were really
that's exciting.
That's exciting. But you're really fanboying here. Like I can't remember. I don't know that I've ever seen you as excited to see someone as you were when Murr ended up right here in your face.
Well, first of all, you guys just kind of brushed me away. Hey, you got to go. There's a guest coming on. I was like, okay, what boring sports person are you talking to now? You're going to interview someone about NFL free agency. And then I saw Murr's face and I was like, is my TV taking over my Zoom screen right now? What's happening, man? Like I said, I watch these guys all the time and I love the content. But also, Airplane is one of my favorite movies. These people need to be taken to a hospital. A hospital, what is it? The big building where sick people go to get better. But that doesn't matter right now, right? That and what do they have to eat? The fish or the steak? It's like, ah, yes, I had the lasagna. These are all of my favorite lines from one of my favorite movies. So this has all been an honor. But you know what? I feel like I have to step away. I'm overstepping my bounds right here. So
Hey, can
I
I
bid you
give
goodbye.
you guys a little sneak peek of what we're filming? I won't say when we're filming it, but just know it's during the NCAA tournament. One of us is getting punished and going to like a packed sports bar watching one of the Final Four games. And the punishment is very simple. All the guys got to do is keep changing the channel in the bar.
Oh, Murr, is
It's
this going
to be chaos.
Thought you were
is it going to be
leaving.
in Phoenix? I live in Phoenix, and the Final Four is in Phoenix. If it's
I
going to be here in
can't tell
Phoenix,
you where the game is, what it is, where we'll be in disguise, but some jerk in the bar is going to keep changing every TV in the bar so nobody can watch the game, and it's going to be one of us.
The
I've got to find
Impractical Jokers are going on a new drive tour. It has stops in 19 cities. Kicks off this weekend, March 23rd, Hollywood, Florida, down here. Tickets for all tour dates are on sale now at impracticaljokerslive.com, and you can check out all the tour dates for Impractical Jokers there. Tickets are on sale, as I said. Impracticaljokerslive.com. Amin, thank you. Get out of here. Before you go here, though, James, I thought Letterman was an inspiration for some of what it is that you guys did in terms of feeding each other lines through the earpiece. I thought your comedic influence was a little later than the ones you're citing.
Oh, sure. I mean, come on. Letterman did it all the time, sending what's his name down to the deli downstairs. What's his name on the show?
Was it Rupert?
Yes, Rupert down to the deli right below the studio. I mean, that we used to watch that, 20 years ago. Of course.
You pulled that one out, man.
Well, no, because I love Letterman. And so these guys, look, everybody, I don't know. Look, I can talk to you about the skeleton of what you guys have built, but it's not just charisma. You guys have connected with your audience because you're summoning the comedic spirit of several decades of funny people on like what television was meant to be when it was silliest, when it was just like this thing that you can just turn on and it's just funny to watch because you don't have to think about anything else. You understand the escape and the addiction that you are for people like Amin, right?
I agree. I think you're dead on accurate. I think we remind people of the days when you come home from work and you just want to put on the TV and laugh for a half hour and not worry about any of the BS going on in the world. I think you're dead on accurate.
We will talk to you again, James. Look forward to seeing what you guys do in Hollywood. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
It's my favorite show to watch when I'm high.
Lucy, where you been, Lucy? Where you been?
I literally just spoke.
With a giant smile on his face, Stugotz saw this man appear in the Zoom with all of those newspaper clippings in the background from a different time, a different century, back when the Zags were nobodies, and he made an Elite Eight run. Stugotz just pointed at Dan Monson, just pointed at him and said, March, with a giant smile on his face.
Yeah.
And there is no bigger story in March than fired on Monday.
Crazy.
And makes the tournament run. And here he is back in the dance again. Dan, thank you for making the time for us. I saw you interviewed after the game, and you were just giving off so much gratitude because you're like, I got to steal money coaching basketball. Are you kidding me? I can't believe I get to still do this for a living. And your gratitude is endearing. But also, they fired you on Monday, Dan, and it's insulting. That I can't even believe that 4 days later you're still coaching the team, and not only coaching the team, but Stugotz says you should be the coach at Duke now, that Long Beach State doesn't deserve you.
Well, every coach in the world would work for free in the NCAA tournament, but I'm the only one that's really going to do it. So I practice what I preach, I guess, because every coach, it's all our dreams. This is a week where everybody would not just do it for free, but we'd all pay to play in this tournament. And I'm just living in the moment, and that's what we tell our players to do. And that's what the key to success of a successful basketball team is to stay in the moment. And it's been a fun way to approach it. I do feel blessed to have 17 years at Long Beach State, and actually 37 years at 12 at Gonzaga, 8 at Minnesota, and 17 here. 37 years in 3 spots in this business is crazy. So I have it pretty good.
Coach, what is your job status? Do you want your job back? Like, what's going on here? Because you have an incredible amount of leverage right now.
It's a great question.
Yeah.
Do you really want that girl back that doesn't want you? I mean, once they break up with you and they can't find somebody else, or I don't really I don't really look at it that way. But I think we said it was mutual, and to a degree it was. I was feeling at the end of the year that maybe this program needs a new voice and I need a new challenge. So I agreed with it on Monday. However, I didn't agree with the timing of it. I said I was ready to resign if we didn't have a good tournament. But I couldn't resign on Monday because that'd be quitting on my team. If I teach these kids anything at all, is we're fighting till the end, and that's what I'm so proud about them. That they did, and they went from Monday on. They stayed in the moment, and really just fought for each other. And I think we played together throughout the year, but this last week we played for each other, and it's just very gratifying to be a part of something that special of a run.
Juju, can you put on the poll, please? Can a breakup be totally mutual to a degree? To a degree, because I'm sorry. Say that again.
Well, you tell the girl it's not your fault, it's mine.
But it doesn't sound like it was totally mutual, and it can either be, it's either you were fired or it's to a degree it was
and
mutual.
Sometimes things change. I mean, Monson, you have never looked sexier than
well,
you
this
do
is
right
the
now.
thing. This is what Stugotz is saying right now. That Monson, you might have broken up, but he's good for a good romp in the bedroom every once in a while with the next partner.
It is a little strange, but breakups happen that way, and as you said, it's hard to know whose fault it was sometimes, but I'm at peace with where I'm at, and I'm going to enjoy the week. It was a little depressing this morning to wake up and be a 20-point underdog on your dreams.
Yes,
that's nothing to you because you were fired.
Yes, but you've come back from being fired. What's Arizona? What's a little 2 seed? What's the problem?
That's your next job.
Come on.
And Tommy owes me one because I hired him at Gonzaga before I left, and then Few calls me and says, "Who's this guy you left me with that you didn't tell me about? This grad guy that's hanging around here." And I'm telling him again why he's here. So and he just signed a new contract, so he's good. But they let mine run clear to dry on April 30th.
Now we're talking. There's the bitterness I wanted.
Yeah, that's the girlfriend I want. Tommy needs to start dating me.
Okay, so it was a little hurt. Wait a minute. Let's cut through some of the charming bullshit of, we understand you're grateful for the job and 17 years under all circumstances. That's a successful relationship. That it ends is no insult to anybody, but you were fired on Monday, and I don't know if you thought your job merited firing or not. I don't know if you're not saying to them, well, wait a minute, with the resources that Long Beach State has, we're pretty competitive in a difficult time to be competitive. I don't know how much flex you want on your university here because you feel like you've been wrongly let go to a degree.
Some of that, all that, maybe part of it. It's a tough relationship, I mean, you want to still be friends, as they say, we're still going to be really good friends when we break up, I guess, because I do have some great memories here. My 4 kids, grew up here, 17 years. One was a graduate assistant on the team. Another one was a sophomore on the team. I got a daughter that's at Gonzaga as a senior on the crew team, and one a senior in high school. So, it's the memories are great, and I don't, I want to leave there with those memories, and not the last week determining what my relationship with my old girlfriend is.
Well put, all of it. So, but take us through the awkwardness and the emotion and the hurt, Dan, because you pour your life and your identity into these things. 20 years is not a small time, 17 years to build a program. You develop family. The relationships you have on campus around school are real. They are your life outside of it. So what was Monday like for you? How, did you see it coming? How cold did it feel? Did it hurt?
Well, I texted him after the game on the Saturday night, and asked for the meeting. So I hung myself, I guess. But I said, hey, because my best player pulled his groin. We won in the preseason. I think we're the only team in the country to win 3 BCS true road games. We won at Michigan, we won at USC, and at DePaul. And we had a good preseason. We were 18-9 at one about 3 weeks ago, second in our league. But we lost the last five games with our leading scorer hurt, and so we're reeling a little bit. So yeah, you know, and your contract's running out, and you have a new AD who's only been here about 3 months, 4 months, and so you know you've been in the business long enough. You know that there's talk about that. So I called the meeting, and I was gonna talk to him about resigning or at the end of after the tournament or whatever, and that kind of thing. But I was a little blindsided that they'd made that decision that day. So I went home and they had different. You can resign, you can be retire, you can be fired, whatever you want. However, they didn't really care the terminology, but they were adamant that it had to happen Monday, and that was the only thing that to me was the timing of it, because I felt that as a basketball coach, this is a week you work for all year. This is where you determine how your year is. The tournament is what at a mid-major you play for. So I was grateful that they were going to let me coach it. But I went home and talked to told my family, and that was we'd been open about me retiring or resigning anyway. So. That wasn't that hard, but it was difficult with the players. And that was probably the hardest and most gratifying thing, because with your players, you don't know. It's like with your own kids, you think they love you, but they got to, show you or tell you at some point. And because you're disciplining them, you're holding them accountable, you're pushing them. And to see that locker room and my son in that locker room was the hardest part, to watch my own son who's on the team go through it with his teammates. But the love was unconditional there. I mean, and they showed it the way they played this week. As I told them, as motivation, they didn't just give up on me. They gave up on you guys, because they didn't wait to see what you could do and didn't think that you could have success this week. And I think our players really felt that togetherness, that we had a cause to play for something besides ourselves. And in this day and age, if you get a team to put all their own stuff aside, it can be pretty special, and that's what our week was.
They played for you, Coach. If they wanted you back, if the university wanted you back, would you say yes, and would you ask for double?
I would only say yes if all the players would come back, and I think that's, in this day and age, that's not gonna, I mean, it's been done, it's in the fact that they've made it clear that they need they want to go in a new direction. It's a new athletic director, and I support that. I mean, they gave me 17 years, and if they want a new direction, they deserve to have that. So that's their decision. If that came to I mean,
it seems like you don't support it. It seems like this guy got here 3 or 4 months ago, doesn't know what he's doing. You've been here 17 years. He doesn't respect what you built.
Hot shot.
And bleep off, new hot shot. I've been winning around here for 17 years.
And we're dancing.
You got here 3-4 months ago. Now you want to dance with me? You're not even paying me. You fired me on Monday.
Well, you guys are asking me if I'd take a job back when I got a hefty house payment, and I've got bills to pay, and I don't have a job. When I lose my. And so it's hard to say no. I wouldn't take a job. I mean, I still feel I want to coach. I love to compete. I love when you get to be 60 years old and you get to hang out with 18-year-old kids, it rejuvenates you every day. So I love my job. I love what I do. So I want to coach somewhere next year. I do know that.
Dan, thank you. It's a charming story.
I want this man to make a deep run into the
tournament. Yes, of course. And don't be surprised if Dan Monson makes it to the Sweet 16. He's only a 20-point underdog in Game 1 against an overwhelming Arizona team.
Yeah, but I got trash on Tommy Lloyd. I feel like I can bribe my way, into the second round.
Okay, a great aggregated accusation. Monson. Yes, Coach retaliates for firing by bribing his next opponent.
That's my guy.
Thank you, Dan. Excellent work.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Chris Cody, in part of what it is that you're doing around here, because you and Billy are getting buried with March Sadness, with just things that have to be done around here, I want you to create a tomorrow file. A file of things that we will get to tomorrow. For example, Bruno Mars reportedly owing the MGM Grand $50 million in gambling losses. I don't know how that information travels, how accurate the reports are, but all weekend, because Bruno Mars is making about $90 million to do a residency in Las Vegas, it would be very easy for someone to end up in those casino rooms and lose a lot of money quickly, and then a casino owns you. I want to get to that tomorrow, hopefully with a guest that can sort of explain what happened there. Also tomorrow, Mike Vrabel couldn't get a job, so now he's just consulting for the Browns, coaching and personnel. Mike Vrabel, all of us agreed before this offseason started, whoa, he got fired, he's pretty good. Tennessee, they overachieved every year. Couldn't get a job. Him and Belichick out of work, so now he has to take some sort of ancillary job to remain in football because all of the young whiz kids are coming for all the jobs.
And Stefanski is the one that hired him. I have top 5 people this NFL season that cannot look over their shoulder tomorrow.
All right, put it tomorrow. We got weekend observations tomorrow. We didn't do enough with Sammy Sosa today. He's had several years, decades, to respond to this question. When you say mistake, you made a mistake, Sammy. What do you mean by mistake? Do you mean that maybe you did steroids?
Is it time for you and Tom Ricketts to sit down to get back into their good graces?
Well, like I say, I'm a mature man. I think that it's a possibility that we can do that. I'm open. I don't have a problem with that. I have, like I said, I have a lot of misunderstanding in the past, but now I'm a real man. I feel great, so I recognize my mistake. So hey, why not?
Are you telling me that you recognize the fact that maybe you did do steroids?
This is like I say, this is not a question that I expected from you.
So good. Terrible.
Good answer, though.
Maybe you did.
That laugh, and it's just and he asked it so gently. Maybe you did do steroids.
Like I say, not a question that I expected from you.
Can you guys put up on the screen, please, the AD who stole this lovable, charming Dan Monson's job? Look at this, Bobby Smitherin. He looks exactly like you'd expect him to look. Look at his
face.
Look at his business card. Old, bald Bobby Smitherin coming in here, taking Dan Monson's job. Whippersnapper.
Monson had the last laugh, though, Dan.
The other story this weekend, Stugotz, in college basketball, I don't know if you guys saw this because contractually this was funny. Kevin Keats at NC State, they evidently won 5 more games wherever it is that the Wizards play their home games than the Wizards have this month. NC State blows through the ACC tournament somehow, and their coach, Stugotz, now is guaranteed by contract. He was about to be fired. A 2-year extension that guarantees him a $400,000 raise and is several millions of dollars. They were about to fire him, and he wins 5 games in 5 days.
Yep, and listen, they're a threat to go to the Elite Eight, perhaps the Final Four. They're a really good team.
No,
someone
not.
said that back in January.
No, they are not. They are not a good team. You did say that back in January, though.
Dan, keep an eye on NC State. Good coaching. Great senior guard play.
Hey.
Don't be surprised if come March,
Wow.
the Wolfpack
It's early.
find themselves in the Elite Eight.
It's early for the Wolfpack.
They're good. Mike knows.
Damn good.
Yep.
Confirmed by Mike.
They're not.
Mike also said Miami was
They're
good.
not
I
good.
love a good confirmation.
They were not any good. We also have a update that put it in the tomorrow file. The Oktoberfest tow.
Oh.
Chris Cody says he's got an update on the Oktoberfest tow. Lucy, you were disgusted by this.
I'm just happy you guys are talking about feet when I'm not going to be here. I'm really tired of the whole foot thing.
Oh, I have to wait for tomorrow to talk about that?
You want to do it now? You want to do it?
There's a lot of context here, actually, so let's save it for tomorrow.
All right.
Thank God.
Let's update our March Sadness tournament, Billy.
Today or tomorrow? Because we're doing the tomorrow folder.
Today.
For the tomorrow
Today.
folder, Dan, you didn't even mention this. We got a pop-off tomorrow, right? Is that what it's called? I don't remember the official name.
I thought we were going with the corn test.
It's corn test.
Corn test. That's what I meant.
Stugotz will be judging it, along with, I have to figure out, because you didn't try Dan's popcorn. Dan made popcorn during our Oscar party.
Right.
My dad thinks he can cook anything, so we're going to have tomorrow Dan versus my dad's popcorn.
Wow.
And we're going to have 3 people who haven't tasted any of the popcorn judge it. Stugotz, you're one of them.
Okay.
But I'm excited about this.
Corn and feet.
My dad 0 for 1 in cook-offs.
Cool.
Right.
Because him and Roy turked off, and that didn't work out well for my dad.
So now a pop-off.
Torquing it.
I can be bought, Dan.
Can I get a couple more of the songs from the tournament, please, in the songs category? It's only one of the brackets.
Well, I was going to show you the other regions, Dan, if that's okay, because that's kind of what you planned it with the sound people to not mess
So
it up.
songs tomorrow.
This is what I'm thinking. Tomorrow. Now, let's move over to the Greg Cody region. I was going to give you the number 1, but I think Greg should be here for the number 1. So let's go to the number 5 in the Greg Cody region.
God, the Heat were your boys last night. That's my limited fake Zaslow. I'm a 3-time Heat championship broadcaster. Awesome. Bad news for the Warriors. Okay. What does Zaslow say about me?
That he would sit here in the other building and just doesn't know anything about how to do radio. I used to take it. It was an Now, look, I was younger, okay? I've come a long way. But it used to be an insult to me that you're in there and you don't know how to do anything. And it would bother me.
I just laugh at it. I mean, how could you not
Like
just
the
laugh at it?
microphone's not on. He's talking. He doesn't realize that we're on the air. You got the hard outs. It's like he's coughing into the microphone.
But you've got a rebuttal, certainly.
Well, first,
This is the new and unimproved Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz. Gamble on by DraftKings.
Billy, what is that category? What is this? It's just Greg Cody doing like fake Zaslow? What's the category?
Well, that
God,
clip
the
was
Heat
supposed
were
to be
your
him.
boys last night. That's my limited fake Zaslow.
That clip was supposed to be him calling Zaslow saying "nice hat, asshole." That was that. It's
so
a
that's
Greg Cody
not the
thing.
right
Yeah.
clip.
No,
They're
that
playing the
didn't-
wrong
that
clip.
didn't-
We'll have the
Okay.
right clip
Excellent.
tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
tomorrow maybe.
Tomorrow
All
for the
right.
tomorrow
Billy,
file.
just put it away. Yeah, yes, thank
Okay.
you. I don't want any more from your tournament. Just
I
keep
want the
it.
region
Just
of
keep
death.
it to yourself. Lucy, Jessica, give me as much as you possibly can in 90 seconds that Billy has hogged and ruined on what you thought of all of yesterday's madness.
Awesome. I can totally give you 60 seconds on all of March Madness. One thing I do think about this year's tournament, Lucy, because you're not the only Iowa fan who's upset about the draw. All of the brackets are hard. There's a lot of good teams. There were probably like 10 teams that I would have told you before the seeding, like I'd put these in my final 4. And yes, 3 of them are in Iowa's bracket, UCLA, LSU, and Iowa. But I'm still not sure. Like I've already done the thing where I've made my bracket and been like, I hate this. I hate this bracket. This bracket sucks. I hate my final 4. I have South Carolina winning. But there's just too many good teams this year.
My issue isn't that Iowa has a tough region. It's that Iowa was the 2nd overall seed. And with that, you earn the 2nd easiest region. Like, that is the way it goes. South Carolina earned the easiest region. Iowa should have been in a region more like USC's, which I think is significantly easier than Iowa. Iowa's region also has a lot of teams that Iowa has played already this season or played postseason last year.
I would
Justice for my girl.
I'm with you on that. I mean, Notre Dame also kind of got screwed by being the worst of the 2 seeds, but that's all I got because we're out of time.
The rest tomorrow.
I won't be here.